Celesteela and Kartana are now available in Pokemon GO. And it looks like these Ultra Beasts are going to be regional Pokemon in the raids, which means if you want to get your hands on a Kartana, you have to be in the Northern Hemisphere, and if you want to get yourself a Celesteela, you have to be in the Southern Hemisphere. And thanks to Japan Lover, we are now in a Kartana raid, which is a Grass and Steel type Pokemon, so you definitely want to use Fire types. They are the best thing to use, period. And you want to use Mega Charizard for sure, Mega Charizard Y specifically, and then we have Shadow Moltres. But if you don't have these, what you could do is just use these Pokemon right here. Any of these Pokemon that you see right here will be perfect counters. Also, Mega Houndoom's gonna be really good, but I'm definitely gonna go with this team because this team is gonna completely melt the Kartana. And the best part is, I don't believe Kartana has any super effective moves whatsoever against these fire type Pokemon, but it does, I believe, have Night Slash. So Night Slash won't be the best thing for you just because it will be neutral damage, but everything else is either a bug, a grass, or a steel type move, so you're pretty much set against these things. And as you can see, we're doing really good damage right now. This Charizard has stayed alive for almost half of its health. It's getting really close to fainting out, but I think we might hit the yellow before it actually faints. Yeah, we did. See, Mega Charizard Y is just disgusting, but then as soon as it faints out, we have the Shadow Moltres, and these things are really good. A little glassy, unfortunately, but this Pokemon, again, doesn't have any super effective moves, really, so these Moltres should stay in for quite some time. And just like that, Kartana is down. Now, if we want a non-weather boosted Hundo, it's a 2101, and the weather boosted Hundo is a 2626, but this one was not weather boosted, and it was pretty bad. I believe it said it was like a 2028, so let's take a look at this thing real quick. I mean, it looks amazing, but it's also so small. This thing is tiny, and it's a 2028. Oh my goodness. Now, I have heard some complaints about how far away it is and how small it is, but they are being, like, realistic with this thing. Kartana is a tiny Pokemon, so in the end of the day, it makes sense, but also, it's gonna be really hard to hit good throws on this thing. Let's try more of a middle throw. Boom, all right, cool, great curveball throw. So it is possible to get good throws on this thing. You just kind of have to throw near the bottom middle, but unfortunately this one broke out. Let's throw, and boom, great curveball throw again. I should try to go for excellence, but they're so difficult to hit. Why? And it just keeps breaking out. Let's try this one. Oh, that was too high. That was way too high, but sometimes bad throws get it. One, dose, and no, it broke out. Throw here, boom. Oh, that was so close to the excellent. Why didn't we get that? Whatever. One, two, three. Yes, all right, we got it. First ever Kartana. It's terrible. It's a 2028, but I don't care because there it is, a register to the dex. It is a really cool design. I actually like it quite a bit. I mean, he's a tiny little samurai paper dude. I love it. I think it's great. Now let's check these IVs. It is not the floor. It's a 12, 10, 11. So, I mean, it's cool. And it's from Japan, which is fitting for a little paper samurai. And the moves it has right now is Air Slash and Night Slash, but let's take a look with an Elite Fast TM. What else could it get? Okay, it gets Razor Leaf, which is really good. You really want it to have Razor Leaf instead of Air Slash. And with an Elite Charge TM, it can learn Leaf Blade, X Scissor, and Aerial Ace on top of the Night Slash. But really what you want on this thing is Razor Leaf and Leaf Blade. This thing is literally the #1 grass type attacker minus, I believe, Mega Sceptile and maybe one Shadow Pokemon, but I believe that this is now better than Shadow Venusaur, so definitely raid a lot of these because these are really good. As for PvP, Kartana is not going to be that good at all. It's mostly just a raid attacker. We have a Celesteela here all the way from, I believe, Australia or New Zealand. As you can see, with these fire types, we are doing just a ton of damage, and you specifically really want to use fire and flying types because, as this Celesteela is showing us, it does have Bulldoze, which is super effective against non-flying type fire Pokemon. So definitely use Charizards and Moltres. And since Celesteela is a steel and flying type Pokemon, you could also use electric type Pokemon, which are super effective, but again, with that Bulldoze, that's super effective against your electric type Pokemon, unless you use flying and electric type Pokemon, like Zapdos or Shadow Zapdos. And just like that, Celesteela is down. I don't know if it's weather boosted or not, so let's take a look. All right, it's not weather boosted. We got a 1725, which is unfortunately not the Hundo. We want to get ourselves a 1772 for non-weather boosted or 2216 for weather boosted in windy or snowy weather. But with that being said, let's catch our Celesteela, and that looks really, really cool. This thing is basically a bamboo rocket ship. I think the design is pretty interesting, even though the neck is just so weird how thin it is there, but whatever. It immediately broke out. Let's try hitting this with a better throw. Boom, great curveball throw. That's much better than an ice. Let's see what happens. Okay, doesn't matter. Oh man, that was not a hard enough throw for an excellent, but it broke out. Ah! Oh wow, that was a terrible throw. 1, 2, 3. Well, it doesn't matter. Apparently bad throws get it. Man, I was really disappointed with that throw too, but it worked out, and There it is, registered to the dex. Cool to have it. And this one specifically has Air Slash and Bulldoze. Let's just take a look at the moves that this thing can get. So if we give it an Elite Fast TM, it would be able to only get Air Slash or Smackdown. And when we put an Elite Charge TM on it, it can also get Iron Head, Body Slam, and Heavy Slam, as well as Bulldoze. That's actually a really cool moveset. Unfortunately, right now we can't get one of these things for Great League, but in the future, if we ever get this thing in Research, this would be Great League eligible. And right now with Air Slash and possibly Body Slam and something else, this could be a pretty devastating Pokemon to have in Great League. But who knows how it's going to be in Ultra League. This thing could actually be pretty decent. Also, I completely forgot. Let's take a look at the IVs. Are you a good one? No. You're an 11, 14, 12, but from Australia, so that's cool. And when it comes down to being a raid attacker, Celesteela is not what you're looking for. If you found the video helpful, and I really hope you did, please smash the like button for me, show me some love, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon so you know when I upload. Links for Patreon, TikTok, and merch are in the description box below. But with that being said, this is the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one.